Hi, fourth grade. So today I want you to turn to page 315 in your math journals, 315. We're going to do this page and another page and then some IXLs for today. So if you look at number 1 on 315, it says pick a face of the cube. So remember, a face are those flat surfaces. There's one on the top, one on the bottom, and then the 4 faces around the shape. It says how many other faces are perpendicular to it. So for instance, I'm just going to pick this back side right here, this back face, so I can kind of see the other sides in front of it. And remember that perpendicular means whatever else or other face, it has to be 90 degrees perpendicular to whatever you pick. So if I pick this back side, I know that the top and the bottom are 90 degrees to it. So if you look at the back face, and then you get that edge right here, and this face, that's 90 degrees. Then if you get this back edge to this face, that's 90 degrees. So there would be a total of 2 faces that are perpendicular. Pick an edge now, okay? Here's an edge right here. Okay, so if I pick this edge, what other edges are going to be 90 degrees to it? Okay, so I'll give you a little hint. The top, there's 1 and 2 edges that are 90 degrees to this edge. So you can figure the rest of that out on your own. Number 2, calculate the volume. Remember with these, it's super easy. All you're doing is length times width times height. So you need to write out the number model and give me the answer here. For number 3, write A, P, or V to tell whether you'd need to find the area, perimeter, or the volume in each situation. So I will not do these for you, but over here, I put a little note. Remember, the area is the inside of a flat shape. So the base times the height and that inside of it. Perimeter is you're adding up the sides around the shape. Remember, it's nothing inside of it. It's just those sides on the outside. And then the volume is the inside of a cubic shape. So the difference between the area and the volume is that area is just like a flat 2D figure, where volume is like up here. It's actually, it has volume inside of it. It's a 3D shape. Okay, so you can figure out these 3 based on this little note over here. For number 4, remember that the bigger the negative, the smaller it is. So here you should know automatically, well, $8 is positive and negative $3, that's small. So you should know that negative $3 is much smaller than 8. Here, remember, the bigger the negative, the smaller the amount. So for that one, your negative $7 would be less than negative $2. Okay, you guys can figure out those last 3. Number 5, name all the factors of each number. If you do not remember what a factor is, you need to go in your math MCA packet. Do not get factors and multiples mixed up. So go in your MCA packet if you forgot the difference between a factor and a multiple. For number 6, round each number to the nearest hundredth. A lot of us are getting tricked with these. Remember, after your decimal point, you have 3 spots of place value. In those 3 spots, the first one is tenths. Oops. Go back here. Where did that go? All right, here we go. Remember, the first one is tenths. The second one is hundredths. The third one is thousandths. So if you're rounding to the nearest hundredth, it's that second spot after your decimal. So it's either going to stay at 2 or round up to 3 based on that next number. If that next number is a 5 or higher, you're rounding up, but it's not. So this one stays at 0.12. For the next one, 4.568, is it going to be 4.56 or 4.57? Look at the next number. It's 5 or higher, so that 6 is being rounded up. 4.57. Okay, you should be able to do the last 3 on your own. Then when you're done with that page, I want you to go to page 320, 320. For this one, it gets a little bit tricky. It says solve the unit price problems below. Complete the tables if it is helpful to do so. It says a 12-ounce can of fruit juice costs 60 cents. So what's shown here? So what you need to figure out is these last 3. So what you're going to need to figure out is you're going to need to divide 60 divided by 12. For this one, I'll tell you what it is. It's 5. So if I know 12 times 5 is 60. You need to do the same for these three. So I'm just going to work backwards. Okay, we're timesing 5. So if I have 6 times 5, I know that's 30. But look at this. Look at the next one. You have to add a decimal. So it's going to be 0.30. So 30 cents for 6 ounces. Same with this one. 3 times 5 is 15. Make sure you have the decimal in there. And the last one, you know 1 times 5 is 5. But for this one, it's not going to be 0.5 because 50 is bigger than these two. It's going to be 0.05. Okay? So 1 times 5 cents. 3 times 5 cents. 6 times 5 cents. 12 times 5 cents. For the next one, you are going to need to take 116 divided by, let me get my little draw tool here, divided by 4. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to write out 116 divided by 4. Forget about the decimal for now. Once you figure out what that is, you know that 4 times whatever your answer is 116. So whatever the answer is right here, you are going to times the rest of these by. So again, whatever your answer is, you're timesing 3 by, you're timesing 2 by, you're timesing 1 by. Same with the next one. You need to do 190 divided by 5. You're going to need to write that out. Whatever your answer to that is what you're timesing the rest of these numbers by. So do your 190 divided by 5, do your work on your math book page. Whatever you get for an answer, you need to times the rest of these numbers by. For number 4, 3 pounds of salmon cost $21. The unit price is blank per pound. So you're going to need to do is 21 divided by 3 pounds. You all should know what that is. That's going to be your answer to this. So then what's the cost of 7 pounds? Well, you're going to times this by 7 to get your answer. Then for this one, 9.5 pounds, that one's a little trickier. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 9 times whatever this is, and then plus half of 7. Half of 7 is 3.5. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 9 times whatever your unit price is right here. I'm not going to tell you what it is. That's going to give you an answer. And whatever that answer is, you are going to need to add 3.5 to it to get your final answer. Okay, so 9 times this answer, whatever your answer is there, you're going to move down here and add 3.5 to it. Then you're just filling this table out based on your answers. So you know that 3 is 21. 21 divided by 3, you should know that's 7, and fill out the rest of this on your own. We are going to skip number 5. So all you need to do in your math journal today is page 315 and 320. Then you're also going to have a couple of IXLs.